Thank you for tuning in to the Bud and Roach Show.
So, we grew up smart enough to know to never disrespect our moms.
Nah.
And in the few attempts of just sheer stupidity,
I think not calculating the missing. I think in our minds we weren't wrong. I still don't think the times that we clashed I was wrong. I won't. Just that's my mentality. I don't think I was wrong.
I think I've done enough things that I've had the things that were wrong and the things that weren't wrong. I will still fight for those things that weren't wrong.
I'll still fight for the things that weren't wrong. I don't think I've ever did anything where I was in the wrong.
There was things that I did that were in the wrong.
I don't think I ever did anything.
I was just like I was like experimenting with boundaries.
But I know the things you did. I never came close to some of the shit you did.
I just wanted to like test the waters,
see what you get away with.
And then every now and then I'd wake up and there'll be a trash bag with all my belongings next to the bed. And one less cup of coffee made in the morning. Someone's like, get out. We knew to never disrespect our moms because we grew up in an age where moms still checked their kids. They caught the backhand.
You know, it's crazy that you say that. And I won't even say it's that, catching the backhand or the physical abuse. Because I don't think physical abuse is the thing. Or I don't even say physical abuse. I think physical discipline is the thing, or the right answer all the time. I think physical discipline should be the absolute line, the last line of defense. Like we did a podcast earlier on the job of a bouncer. What's it like to do a bouncer? Getting physical was always our absolute last defense was to get physical.
But you know what it is?
I think
I'm not. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
To me, physical abuse was the best possible scenario because the psychological and emotional abuse was much worse. She knew how to destroy me, bro.
See, that's different, man. That's different.
So and it goes back to the church. It's just church shit. It's people's beliefs. It's just things that you say to a kid.
A lot of my I'll say my early childhood really bad beatings stemmed from not wanting to be in the Kingdom Hall, bro. Just falling asleep on Sundays, just being restless in there for that. It's like, yo, this shit's boring. Why am I here? I don't want to be. You have no idea how many beatings I got. And no, I'll say, yo, in that bathroom, and even when I got home and my mom promised the elders and promised the sisters, oh, he's all right, I'm not going to beat him again. And I got an even worse beating when I got home. Because I didn't want to be in fucking Kingdom Hall, bro. Trying to stay up, trying to pay attention to that shit. Like, I can honestly say those were probably the ones that I'll say, like, just were the worst for me. Just because I didn't feel like me not wanting to be here as a kid, I think seeing through this shit and seeing through their fucking facade, I think I should have been applauded and gotten rewards for that.
Should have.
I honestly do. At this point in my life, I'll say those beatings as a J-Dub. For being there and not want to be there and fucking falling asleep. No, those weren't ones.
But even with all of these things, we still, like, as the older you get, the more you appreciate your parents. That's how I feel.
You do.
So it's shocking to me. The reason I wanted to do this podcast was because there was two things that was posted on Worldstar back to back, and one of them was like a classic clip.
Dude got snuffed in the store. I
saw that. Got snuffed in the store.
Was that today or yesterday?
I think it was this morning. And
look at that. Hold on. I just want to pause that there before we go further. I said I have not been on Worldstar in years, and the fact that you won't shut up about it now, I've been finding myself typing Worldstar fucking hip hop.
Because I feel like it's just curated content. So it's like a YouTube channel. It's just another YouTube channel. But it's
explicit.
It's its own website.
Like no rules.
So I've grown to love it. It's a love-hate relationship. But this guy that's in the deli that's disrespecting his mom that's working there, and he gets laid out by this dude. To me, I applauded that shit, bro. Like that got a standing ovation out of me. Because never in my fucking life would I even think to talk like that to my mom, let alone in public. Wait, who was recording?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I always ask this shit, man. It's like who records these things? It's like everybody keeps sharing the videos of the big booty Spanish girl, man. That's what I'm gonna refer to her as. The one who spit on the fucking gas nozzle, and then that day, you seen that video on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
It's like, are you fucking?
That pissed me off.
It's like, first off, who's recording it to see her and know that you're gonna do it? And like, why do people think this is real? Like the fact that people, when you tell them, yo, you do realize it's fake. Like, yo, like these. You know, I'm veering off topic here. I'm going very far off topic. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Because I was about to bring up that little. I'm gonna say this: the Hispanic little person gentleman, who they keep putting in the baby carriage, and people.
Oh my god,
bro! I saw another one on the train, and it was the same guy, same lady.
But it's just, it's like,
and
yo, what are you doing?
And
like,
nobody, why? Why are you doing this?
And why do people think that that's like a representation of New York comedy? Like, that's not even comedy, bro.
But people laugh and reshare it, and these, the aggregates and these fucking what's the other word? These analytics, all the tracking of this, the resharing, the retweeting, the likes, the shares of it, it piles up because people think this is funny. Look at that shit at the junction,
bro. We did veer off topic. I want to go back to it because this is the primary thing that I wanted to talk about. This rapper named Young QC.
I already know what the fuck you're talking about. The nigga who killed his mother, tried to get the life insurance policy from Chicago. First off,
sentenced to 99
years, nigga. Should have got fucking 999 years, nigga. Plus 600,000 more.
They, like, the article that I read previously.
It's not even an article worth reading, my nigga. Like,
it showed a quote, one of his quotes, and it was a quote that happened, I guess, at the trial. Something that he said to the jury or whatever, and it said, "My mom was the only thing I had. I miss her so much," and this and that. And I'm just like, yo, how big of a fucking delusional piece of shit could you be, bro? How could you possibly think that any amount of insurance money, and what blew my mind was the fact that in the article it stated that his mom had money and she would buy him everything that he wanted. He grew up having everything that he wanted.
And that's, these are usually the people that do this, these fucking spoiled kids. I'll say at work, not last week. I want to say, was it last week? I want to say last week, Friday or Saturday. I'll say it was Saturday, the Friday night or Saturday night, one of the two. Friday night or Saturday night, one of the two. Guy there clearly, I'm gonna say, look divorced. He was out with his kids. I'm gonna guess his new girlfriend or the new person he's talking to. He had two sons with him. One of them just seemed like, all right, whatever. We came to the show with dad. It was okay. He was quiet, reserved on his phone. The other one was being an uppity little shit and talking mad shit to his pops, bro. He's like, oh, well, you really gonna go out and get more drinks with, I can't remember what the lady's name was. He's like, you're already drunk right now. Listen to you. Listen how you're talking. He's like, the kid was talking to his pops. And there are other adults around me. They're looking at me like, nigga, you security, do something. And like, they're not like the dad's bantering, laughing with him, trying to like, the kid's being a fucking dick. Like, I'm listening to this kid talk to his dad, and I'm like, yo, you hear me and my dad banter back and forth.
But he probably got it from his dad.
He probably did. But yo, you hear me and my dad banter back and forth. And I could never, even at this age, picture saying the shit to my dad or my mom. Yo, this kid was like 16, 17 tops. I would say 15, 16 tops. His brother had to have been 18, 19. And
like those people that go on Dr. Phil, bro.
Yo, like, I'm looking at this kid and I'm like, yo, people are like, yo, I could never picture, even joking with my pops saying some of the shit. And I get, me and my pops joke, ain't no rules when me and my pops joking. Ain't no rules with me. It's just, when it's just me and my pops, ain't no one around, or it's just us and my pops. Yo, the shit that comes out my pop's mouth and that comes out of our mouths back to my dad, you wouldn't think we were talking to an elder adult.
It's a roasting session.
You would not think we were talking to an elder adult. And that's just because we grew up like that. and we know the respect level when it's time, when there's no more joking, no more cursing, serious conversation. Like, we know that.
Yeah, if he changed his demeanor like mid joke, we would stop joking.
It was joke time was over. Like, we knew, like, yo, my dad has my. But here's the thing: has my dad ever done that?
He hasn't.
No, because we know
He
when
hasn't.
it's joke.
But he knows how to take jokes too.
Yes.
The only thing that he kind of would get offended about was 9/11, but we're not going into that.
We're not gonna talk about that right now. We're gonna talk about that right now. But
Yo.
I mean, I can never picture it, man. But like, I see, and even like with some of these kids, even I hear like kids talk to their moms, man. And it's like, yo, I could never
Never in my life,
never in
bro.
my life, even fathom the thought to think of it.
You remember when we was kids and we would be in the backyard, my mom would go on the roof and open the door and just wave.
Nigga, she didn't even call you.
She just waved. And everybody on the block knew that was my mom and it was time for me to go in. And people, I don't know if they made fun of me or not because they wouldn't make fun of me in front of my face and shit. But I'm pretty sure that there would be a few wisecracks.
Nah, you know what's crazy? They didn't make fun of you around me either, so I couldn't even call it. If they did, they made fun of both of us, but we weren't there, which is a realistic possibility.
Yeah, those are the 339s right there.
Look at these fucking 339 J Dubs. Gotta go pray to their fucking God and then come knock on our door early in the fucking morning on weekends. These fucking losers.
We were well respected on the block, regardless of all of that shit. And my mom was too. Like, my mom would go on the roof, and once she would wave, like, everybody would just be like, yo, Al, like, that's your mom.
Yo, Al, your mom. If we were in the middle of a game, we wouldn't see it, and we wouldn't know how long she did. Like, yo, Al, I think your mom's calling you.
And she would be up there early. It would be like 6 o'clock in the evening. And I'll go upstairs and catch Seinfeld because that was all I could do. And then I became addicted to that shit.
Word. It was like, like you had like, you know what's crazy? You had like that set time. Like, we had time set on sunlight. Like, we had...
Bro, my mom used to fight with me from being in your house, and you lived literally on the other side of the wall, bro.
Like, it was like, yo, we could get extra time in the crib, nigga, but outside, niggas wasn't even in the hallway. But nigga, like...
Bro, I would... Like, she would be, like... I remember she would open the door and just yell my name because this was before cell phones. So you would hear it, or somebody would hear it, and Betty would say, "Yo, I think your mom's calling you."
Mom's calling you.
So then I go over there.
Your door's cracked.
And then I'll go in my room, and my room was literally on the other side of your parents' bedroom. So I would hear all of y'all laughing and joking, and I'll be there crying to myself, just touching the wall, just holding the wall.
Yo, bro,
so close but so far.
But we all. The thing is, we knew, like. We knew the respect to have for our moms. Even if we were both teenage, smart ass little shits that gave them problems, we both still knew the respect to go with it. We never thought to take it to the level where, like, we see on TV, we see on these fucking viral clips. Like, I don't even think we ever had any of those thoughts even enter our head, let alone to act on them or do some of the things these fucking kids do. Like, you look at some of these stories, like the kid who killed his parents. It was like 10 years ago, man. Then had the party, and
yeah, I remember that.
Like, and he killed them specifically because his parents told him not to have friends over, and he killed them and had like a major rager.
But Jesus, man,
Like, it's just
how sick of a fucking brain do you have to for you to even think that that's a normal thing to like happen?
the thing that's just normal. Like, everyone does it. Yeah, it's okay. Like, no,
Dude, I killed my parents to throw this party.
yeah, like it's fucking nuts, bro. Like,
And then it's those people that be sitting in prison, in general population, just mixing among other people,
painting and shit, starting
mini,
fucking support groups,
like mini cults. It's like,
it's a crazy world, man.
oh my
Yo,
God.
it's crazy, man. Like, when I see some of these articles, man, I read some of this shit, man. It's like there was a guy like somewhere out here like 5 years ago who cut his mother's head off and like took pictures with the head, like, and posted them on fucking Facebook. Like, he had an argument with his mom. Like, are you kidding me?
His name was Al Snow.
Al Snow loved head.
Facts.
He didn't love you. You didn't love that.
He didn't sever heads.
Yeah, it's just. I mean,
That's
we
fucking
know
sick. You know what it takes to sever a head?
To sever
Like
a limb.
you remember back in the day before like Worldstar and all this shit. There was that website that I was subscribed to.
You always said I've never been to documentary reality. I'll put it like this,
bro.
I never went to rotten.com.
Oh, I was a member, bro. And I would go and watch these videos, these really amateur videos of these people in places like, just jungles, bro. You don't even know what the fuck it is. It's just jungles. But you'll catch somebody catching a Colombian necktie. And you'll see somebody's fucking throat get ripped out of their fucking chest. And that shit is just like real video. There's like no CGI, no, you just see it. You saw it.
Oh, I don't know. I never understood why people. I remember when people would talk about it all the time, like on Rotten.com. Yo, the video of the guy who stepped out the helicopter, his head got chopped and ripped off by. I never understood why people wanted to see that. Nah, you know it's crazy. There's a joke on Rick and Morty about that. He says that he's like, so you're gonna tell me you see one of your friends share a video on Facebook, a guy getting decapitated, and you don't click on that? He's like, no, Rick, I don't want to see that.
A lot of times, I'm gonna explain there's a video game called Ladder to Oblivion that I think that phrase is like perfect for what these videos do to people. It started out years ago. I used to fix people's laptops. So this was before I had fucking internet. I would wait till someone's laptop broke down and then they would lend it to me and I would fix it and like rip all their porn and put it in my computer and shit like that. That's a whole other podcast. But one of the laptops I remember had the first like beheading video after 9/11. And it was like people in, just the whole garb. And they had the guy there on his knees. And you see them sawing his fucking head off. And then they put their head up like it's fucking like Sub-Zero or some shit in fucking Mortal Kombat. And I'm looking at this shit. And the first time I saw that shit, it was turning my stomach. I was like, oh, God. Why did I watch this shit? Yo, 3 days later, I'm watching that shit on repeat, eating popcorn, bro.
What the
fuck? I'm trying to like decipher. Then I'm like, yo, where can I get more of this shit? And then I'm like looking online. I find Rotten. I find documentary reality. I'm like, yo, damn, this documentary reality shit. I gotta pay a subscription fee. So I asked my mom for a credit card, and on the credit card statement it says some other shit. So I'm like, that's perfect. So I go and I subscribe to this shit, and now I'm seeing people's heads getting blown off. I'm seeing people getting run over by cars and split in half and all this shit. And I was just there, bro.
I never thought to see. Like, I'm not squeamish around blood. I think I've become squeamish as an adult, and I will still take it back to 1,000 Ways to Die. That one episode of 1,000 Ways to Die fucked me up. I was never a squeamish person, and that one episode that day, bro,
that's a great show.
Me up. That episode fucked me up, bro, and made me squeamish, bro. Like
when the guy or the girl eating her
hair, bro.
That she had a fucking knot of fucking disgusting a hairball that just killed her.
Like how many episodes of that show did we watch stoned? Like with the munchies, how many episodes did we watch eating shit while watching that shit happen? And we weren't even eating, and it took that one visual to fuck me up beyond repair.
It's disgusting shit, bro.
That shit. So I don't understand how people look that shit up, go looking for it, bro. Like I can't. Yo, I'm an athlete. I love playing sports, watching sports. When I see some of these injuries, bro, I want to throw up now at this point as a result of that video.
Yo,
do you know how many times I saw Joe Theismann's? Listen, I'll say this right now. I saw Joe Theismann's leg, that injury when Lawrence Taylor broke his leg on Monday Night Football, tons of times, and never once squirmed, bro, until after that. And now, even to this day, when I see that hit and I know it's coming, I repeal, like I go like I don't know what's coming, bro, because I know I'm about to see his leg break like that, even though I've seen it. And now I'm like, no.
Yo, this podcast was about moms.
And we went way off topic. It happens sometimes, man. We're not proud of that, man.
But listen,
but it all comes back to the same shit though. I think we're talking about documentary reality. rumors about shit, how people do the shit we did. So it all tingles back into where we went. We pull back those strings where we went, and we go like pulling back up those fucking cords to where we went. We ended up here talking about these videos of people, you know, unfortunately harming their mothers, and how we couldn't picture that, and you like seeing these videos, how these videos are everywhere now, and that's how we got down this line. So we'll go back to what this podcast was about, and that's never disrespecting your mother.
I want to leave my final thought, then I'll let you have your final thought. My final thought: the guy that knocked the dude out in the store, he told him, "That's your mother. You only get one of those." And you might have stepmoms and godmoms.
You taking my words all from me. Go ahead, finish.
And all of that shit. But biologically, you got one mother. This is the person that, you know, you have her attitude, you have her symptoms, you have her health history, you have her DNA. All that shit is inside of you. So these are the people that essentially you should be caring for the most. If you want to find out what's going to happen to you in the future, you need to study the people who have lived already. Mm-hmm. So love your mothers, love your fathers. I got to see my dad. I haven't spoken to him in a while. He pissed me off. But it bothers me every day. And it's just like, I don't want to like not see him. I just want to not be disappointed when I see him.
That's 100% understandable, man. There's some people, but that's also why I told you. Sometimes that's why you need to go speak to a professional about that, someone to help you through those feelings. And that's not something that people can overcome. Those are complex feelings. From like we're not gonna get this on air, but we've spoken about it off air. Those are complex feelings that need to be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about that. But my final thoughts on it are run parallel to yours, man. When it comes to your parents, your mom or your dad, man, you only get one. You can have a stepmom, a stepdad, a foster mom, a foster dad. Someone can adopt you in, a surrogate family. You can have people that are like your family, that are like your mom and dad. You can say, oh, this person's been like a parent to me, a teacher, a gym teacher, a coach. But you ultimately only have one parent. And I mean, be that as there may, I mean, I know our parents are the cream of the crop, I think. Now in our adult life, I can say our parents, or at least our mothers.
Our mothers.
Our mothers. I'll say both of my parents. For you, I know you're going to say your mother. I'll say for me, both of my parents are the cream of the crop. For you, your mother's the cream of the crop. And I'm saying this is someone who I know your mom despised me in my early adult life.
She did not despise you, bro.
I'm going to say the pothead smoking weed in the hallway she despised. And that's this is the person I'm referring to, not anything else. I'm referring to that person there, the dickhead who was smoking weed in the hallway all the time.
Well, you know what it was? Listen. You know what it was, too? She thought that we were going through a phase. She thought we would outgrow this shit. Nah. She thought that one day we would wake up and not be Bud and Roach. And it would just like be all history. And even to this day, it's like, she's like, oh, you guys recording? I'm like, yeah, we're recording. But don't listen.
It's the evolution, man.
Don't tune in.
It's just the evolution. But I'll say, man.
But she loves you.
I know that now. And I learned that, I will say, about 5 years ago after an incident with my family. And me and your mom, I told you when we had that long conversation in the hallway. And that changed everything. And well, like I said it on Facebook a few years ago, we'll never know what our parents gave to sacrifice for us to have all we have and be where we are in life. And all we can do is appreciate that and accept it and try to make them happy and proud, man. And that's it, man. You only have one mother, and moms are special. Dads are special too. We'll talk about dads on but this one was specifically for moms, and you never replace your mom.
We'll do a whole other podcast.
We'll do one for dads.
When is Father's Day?
May. No, June. Mother's Day is May.
Sometime around there.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to it, but for the most part, man, it's just cherish your mom, man. I know friends that have lost their moms who. That's not something you get over, man. Like even my dad losing my grandmother. You know, you see people, you understand their relationship with their mom, that makes you draw parallels to your mom and know to appreciate her more than you did. And just cherish the memories, man, because at a certain time, as we're all adults, we're all humans. That's all they're gonna be, and you need to cherish those and make the best of them.
And with that,
you already know where to follow us, man, at Button Roach.
And you can find everything at buttonroach.com because we do the fucking, you heard?
You heard?
Thank you for tuning in to the Bud and Roach Show.